I've always been fascinated by the Winchester Mystery House. The story of Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearms magnate William Wirt Winchester, who was said to be haunted by the ghosts of those killed by Winchester rifles, and her subsequent construction of a sprawling, labyrinth mansion to appease the spirits, is both tragic and chilling. I've read all about the house, but I've never been there myself, until now. I was recently offered the chance to spend the night at the Winchester Mystery House as part of a ghost hunting tour. I was hesitant at first, but my curiosity eventually got the better of me. I arrived at the house on a dark and stormy night. The rain was coming down in sheets, and the wind was howling. The house loomed over me, its dark windows like empty eyes. I took a deep breath and entered the house. The interior was just as creepy as the exterior. The rooms were all empty, except for a few pieces of furniture that were covered in dust. The walls were covered in cobwebs, and the floors were creaky. I started to explore the house. The hallways were long and winding, and I soon got lost. I could hear the sound of footsteps behind me, but when I turned around, there was no one there. I was starting to get scared. I wanted to leave, but I was afraid of what might happen if I did. I decided to keep exploring. I came to a room at the end of the hall. The door was slightly ajar, and I could see a light coming from inside. I slowly pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was a study. There was a desk in the center of the room, and a bookcase filled with books. I could feel the warmth from the fireplace, even though it wasn't lit. Suddenly, I saw her, a figure standing in the corner. The figure was a woman. She was old and frail, with long white hair and piercing blue eyes. She was wearing a white dress, and she had a book in her hands. "Hello?" I stuttered while my body froze. The woman looked up at me. "You can't leave me now," the woman said. "You're trapped." I turned and ran out of the room. I ran down the hallways and out of the house. I didn't stop running until I was in my car. I drove away from the house, but I couldn't stop thinking about the woman. I knew she was right. She's with me now. As I drove away, I could see the house in my rearview mirror. It was dark and silent, but I could swear I saw a figure standing in one of the windows. I blinked, and the figure was gone. I shivered and turned away. I didn't want to look back. I never told anyone about what happened that night. I know they wouldn't believe me, but I know what I saw, and I know that the Winchester Mystery House is a place of darkness and death. The lady never showed up again, but I know she's with me, waiting for the perfect time to reappear.